Hey, welcome back. As promised, now we have a look into the engine, the game engine Godot Engine, which will bring the pictures to life. I use at the moment version 3.4, so if you want to have exactly the same results, you would need to at least look up a version of 3. Whatever, because in the next upcoming big change to version 4, there could be some changes breaking this tutorial, but I don't know yet. After downloading, and Godot Engine is for free, it's open source, so there is no liabilities, whatever. You get this window, except this one. This will open after you create a new project. Just you choose your project name, find the folder to put it in, and use the renderer OpenGL3. For our case, I already prepared an empty project. And when you jump in, you will be in the 3D view. Far easier to start with 2D. So we switch here on 2D, and that's basically empty at the moment. We need our pictures. I also included now one trailer to show you something of later. I recommend to create some kind of folder structure. For my easy example, just images, and putting these 3 images with drag and drop in. So now we have them already inside. One important thing we need to change for the grass, as we did this on purpose seamless. We need to change after clicking it on the import tab to make it also repeated. Default is disabled. And then click re-import, otherwise this change is lost. Okay, so the main thing of Godot is it's based around scenes. So we need to create at first the main scene, which I just call main, and save this one as main. And now with F5 we can run our project, our game, and the first warning is, hey, you have no main scene, we need to select one. So we select what we saved before, the main scene. And as we have nothing in yet, it's just a clear screen with the standard background color. Now the first thing is we add a sprite. Sprite is sprite, which is basically to show textures, to show images in the engine. And this will be our background. And for that we use the grass background we created and also changed to repeated as texture. And now we have already the texture in. What I don't like in many cases is in the offset area on the right side, it's centered. Centered means on the origin of this item, of the scene in the 2D space. It's centered around this. In most cases I like to have it not centered, rather have it on the left oriented. And we see this is already very big. If you just put this aside, this rectangle here would be the current size of the window we see after running the game. So even without repeat, we would now have already our background. First, I want to scale it a little bit down because it's very big. It's too much for grass. So really going to a far smaller, factor 10 smaller item. And now it's not fitting the screen anymore. It's just in the left corner after moving it here. To get it now repeated how big however we want, we use region, set region to enable. This basically, you see, is deleted it because we need to define the region. It's okay to start at 0, 0, and we just put a very huge number on width and height. And now we have a big, a big grass. So, and this will fit even if the train is moving, if you want to attach a camera and so on. All of this is a little bit more advanced. I will not show all of this, but will be important to have a background which is somehow always there. Okay, so this was the very easy part. Next is we need to create the controls. We need to have something which is moving. For this, we create a script. So basically we start coding. I will do this in this very simple case, in this very easy example on the main scene. I'm just thinking, no, I don't. No, we could do it on the main scene, but it makes it a little bit more complicated. Let's create first another sprite, which is not 100% correct if you go into a little bit more advanced stuff, but for this case, it's enough. We call it train, and just put in here the train texture. And you see it's far too big. Also with this, we need to scale down. In the section on the right side on transform scale. So now we have the train. And just see the background is still too bright. We can change this also in the engine, and I need to check visibility. We can modulate it a little bit down. Just to catch the train a little bit better. Okay. Yeah. So the train will be our controller, our main player character in this case. So for the train we create the script. Just put it in there. You could also now use subfolders, a structure. Depends on how complicated you will do this. And when you create the script, it will be like this. There is already some text in, so that's just extending the sprite. So sprite we created because sprite has some functions we can use, and there are some informations like we can create here member variables which are available everywhere in this script. We have a ready function which we can use. It's called one time when it's loaded. And a very important one, we have a process function which is called every frame change. So every frame, as you might know, some computer games using 60 FPS frames per second or more, and every frame, this whatever we write here is called. So if you just put in here, as we are in the train, position is the position in X and Y, wherever we want to move. Let's say we want to change the X value equal to minus equal, which means it's deducting minus equal 1. And this should now move very fast. We can change this by reducing the value on the left side. So, but this is no interaction. That's just scripted behavior. We don't want to have this. So we need to create a few more lines. So what we want to do now is using the controls. We can also change this in the project settings here if you want to do so. I just use the standard version, what is already as default built in. As a first line, we need to check every frame now if there is one of these keys pressed. In this case, it's the left arrow on the keyboard, which is UI left in the project settings. So this is just checking if this button is pressed. If so, we want to move left. So we make this deduction like we had before. So now it's already interacting. So we can also run this now already. And if I press left, it's moving. If I release the key, it's not moving. So we need the same now for the other side, for the right side. We put in a elif. Elif is just if it's not this, check if it's this. We now check the same just for the right arrow on the keyboard. And for sure, now we want to move also right, so we need to increment our position. That's it. So now if we run the project, our game, our train is already moving. And we see also the windows now showing the grass on the background. You can even play around with that. If you like it or not, you can make it semi-transparent in blue or in your graphics, and it's looking more nice. But as a first step, this already means the picture is alive. So the child would be able now to move his train on the screen. For sure, it's getting more interesting if there is more environmental stuff like trees, I don't know, buildings, whatever. Okay, so next, this is the train moving. The engine has something very good and convenient because of this scene system, which is also a tree system. If you make now a sub sprite and put it into the train, and let's say this is our trailer, and same as with the train, we put in the trailer texture. So now we need to scale also this down, and we need to put this to, oh, that's too small. In perspective of the other items we have. Yeah, that's looking okay. As you see, if I move the train already now on the screen with this just moving function, I move both. Because the position of the train is also used for the trailer now. Because it's a sub scene. That's very convenient, because for our game that means that's it. Already now it's working. So with the functions we coded, driving right or driving left will now also move the trailer together with the train. Easy. And that's it already. And so you can put more trailers and whatever in there. It's getting a lot more complicated if you go into like, okay, I want to turn around and I want to, I don't know, exchange the train with another train on the fly if the player or your kid is choosing to do this. But step by step, if you're like following me now, getting started, this is the easiest way, and believe me, your kid will be super happy already with that. Okay, that's it. If you want to expand this, like putting in more drawings, it's always the same procedure. Put in a sprite, just making a right click, add a child node, putting in sprite, choosing the sprite, putting in the picture, and so on. And as you can see, there's a lot of other options. I can expand the 2D area. There's more in. Don't get overcomplicated here. Make it easy. Get started. It's very fun to do and super exciting. See you next time when we hopefully integrate a little bit of sound effects. See you there. Bye bye.